Hello, I'm David Roger, General Counsel for the Las Vegas Police Protective Association. In this segment, I'd like to talk to you about the special needs doctrine. Often, officers call and they give me this factual scenario. An individual is being legal 2000. Paramedics arrive to transport the individual, and the paramedics ask whether you, the officer, have searched the individual for weapons. You don't have reasonable suspicion to believe that the person is armed, yet there's a standoff. The paramedics will not transport unless you confirm that the person doesn't have weapons on them. So what do? This isn't a Terry pat down because you don't have reasonable suspicion to believe that the person is armed and dangerous. It's not a search incident to an arrest because the person is merely being transported to the hospital. You're not arresting them for violating the Nevada law. And so what do? This question comes up often, and there is a U.S. Supreme Court decision that talks about warrantless searches, and it is the special needs doctrine, and it's Griffin versus Wisconsin, and there are Ninth Circuit cases, U.S. versus Aukai, and U.S. versus Bulacan, Bulacan. These cases talk about the special needs doctrine. And so to take a step back, the Fourth Amendment prohibits unreasonable searches and seizures. And so the courts have carved out a number of different exceptions to the warrant requirement, dealing with warrantless searches and pat-downs. And one of them is the special needs doctrine. And the doctrine simply says that if a police officer conducts a limited search for an administrative purpose without regard to any criminal investigation, then the courts are going to recognize that special need. And so courts have carved out exceptions. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals cases deal with airport searches, and so there is a special need to make sure that passengers are safe on planes, that terrorists aren't carrying knives and guns and bombs onto airplanes. And so they have carved out an exception for those officers who are conducting searches at the airport or the TSA agents, because it is an administrative search. It's not a criminal investigation. The Ninth Circuit Court has held that so long as the TSA searches are limited to a search for weapons and not controlled substances or other contraband, then they are going to uphold these warrantless searches without reasonable suspicion, without probable cause, based upon the special needs doctrine. And so going back to our example, in a case where a paramedic asks you to search the individual who's going to be transported to the hospital to make sure that the person doesn't have weapons, the special needs doctrine would allow you to conduct that limited search for weapons. You shouldn't search for anything else like controlled substances or any other type evidence of a crime. But if you're searching for the sole purpose of making sure that the individual who's being transported does not have weapons and that the paramedics are going to be safe on the trip to the hospital and the medical staff as well, the special needs doctrine would arguably allow such a search. As always, feel free to contact me with any legal issues, whether it's job-related or otherwise, and at droger@lvppa.com. Contact me at the office, and of course, please make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you and be safe.
111, 110.